workshop is exactly 1 hour and can't run overtime, the speaker may be booked for one-to-one sessions throughout the day. Welcome to our workshop, How to Maximize and Monetize Social Media, where we will learn how to make use of all forms of social media, from Twitter to YouTube to our own websites. We are very fortunate to have Penny Sansevieri with us today. Penny is CEO and founder of Author Marketing Experts, Inc., and is also a best-selling author. Penny will walk us through the very important process of creating an online presence, monetizing our websites, and defining our social media goals. Let's give a very warm welcome to Penny Sansevieri.
Thank you all so much. I'm so excited to be here. You'll forgive me if I'm a little punchy. I was at Romantic Times in Los Angeles yesterday, and I flew in kind of early this morning. So I'm not really sure what coast I'm on. I'm pretty sure it's the East Coast. I hope so, because otherwise I'm in the wrong place. But I'm very excited because yesterday I was up against a Dean Koontz signing. There were 4 people in my session. I thought I was also going to go out in the line waiting for his autograph and start teaching there, because I thought, anyway. So we're adding chairs. That's a very exciting thing. My company, Author Marketing Experts, specializes in, obviously, marketing authors. But through the years, one of the things that we have found is that if you don't adapt to the changing environment, both in publishing, in media, and in social media, you're going to get left behind. And the presentation that I'm sharing with you today is something that I've put together not just based on knowledge that I want to share with you, but things that I learned the hard way, like having a website that actually can sell a book. My first website 11 years ago when we were first in business looked pretty bad. In fact, I hope nobody can ever see it again, because it's one of those, right? I mean, and we've all had those experiences where we think, oh my gosh, what was I thinking, right? That famous, what was I thinking? So that's how this presentation is based. And I would like to let you know that this PowerPoint presentation, I will send this to you. I have sign-up sheets here, and I do that because I update it sometimes all the way up to presentation time, because obviously things do change a lot, and it saves you from having to take a lot of notes so that you can focus on the presentation. And also, I have a free Twitter resource guide ebook, which I just finished up, which I will send to all of you, and I'll pass out this sign-up sheet. One for each side of the room. There you go. Just pass that back to me when you're done. The other thing is you've got a pretty extensive handout, which I will go over. We don't need to do anything with that in this session, but you'll want to work on it when you get home later. So by show of hands, how many of you are fiction authors? Okay. How many of you are published? All right, good. So a lot of you are really looking to get published, and I think everybody in this room is probably interested in building a platform, but even in advance of that, knowing what a platform is. Because one of the things that I found in teaching conferences is that a lot of people throw out the word platform, but nobody really explains what it is. And I've heard people leaving rooms at events going, platform, huh? Right? Before you do that, before we launch into the platform, which I'll explain to you and break down in some really, really easy exercises that you can do at home, is I want to talk to you about creating a roadmap. Regardless of where you're at or where you're going, one of the things that I've learned in my years of working with authors, both in promoting them and coaching, is that without some kind of a guide, you're just sort of a little rudderless, right? You're just kind of going down this road, hoping it's the right road that you want to be on. So the first phase of your journey is asking yourself some hard questions, right? Why are you writing? Why are you in this industry? Are you building a business? Are you building a brand? Do you just want to write? That's an okay answer. But defining what your goals are early on will really help you, because you know what? Not everybody, I love Twitter to the point that it's maybe a little obsessive, but not everybody needs to be on Twitter. Now, you should probably all have a Facebook fan page, because everybody, even my mother, I used to say everybody and their mother, even my mother is now on Facebook, which is a little scary. I don't think parents should be allowed on Facebook. What do y'all think about that? Oh, that's a different session, sorry. So, really defining what your objectives are, because what that will do right from the start, it will help you to cut away the stuff you don't need to be doing. And I talk to a lot of groups that are part of writers groups, like the Romantic Times. They have a lot of groups around the country, and they all meet up every month. And you hear everybody else in your writers group talking about, I'm doing this. Oh gosh, maybe I should be doing that too. I'm doing XYZ. Oh shoot, I missed that. And you walk away from these meetings sort of feeling like, there's a lot I need to be doing. I don't even know why I bothered to leave my house. But again, not all of it is right for you. So the first piece of this is define what your goals and objectives are. Where do you need to go? Are you writing 2 or 3 books? Are you looking to build on each title? Because sometimes, in particular in fiction, and I write fiction, so this presentation is both slanted, we're sort of on both sides of the fence here, nonfiction and fiction. But I know that sometimes the best way to sell your first book is to write your second, finish your second. Sometimes the best way to sell your first and second is to write your third, and so on and so forth. So defining that early on and getting really clear. And on your handout, there's a sheet, I think it's the second or third one, actually no, it's the fourth, that talks about goal setting, being really specific about where you want to go. That's the first thing that'll start to give you a lot of clarity, and things that you need to be doing will start to emerge, okay? So for your platform, a platform is not who you know, it's who knows you. Let me give you an example. I would give you both fiction and nonfiction. I write fiction and nonfiction, but nonfiction is primarily what I write. My platform is my speaking, helps me to reach out to people, our website, our newsletter, any of the groups and associations that I may belong to. Those are all pieces and parts of my platform. So defining, if you write nonfiction, what that looks like for you. Now, there's some crossover for fiction, because in some cases, fiction can have, you can also have speaking. You can also have associations. Are there particular groups that will help to build your platform? And essentially, what we're talking about here is helping you to build your readership. On the first page of your handout, there is a nicely broken down list of creating your platform. And one of the things that I found is that a lot of times we understand, okay, blogging is part of my platform. I need to be on Twitter, that's part of my platform. All of these little pieces drive readers to you. And that is what a platform is. There are all of the channels that are part of your genre, part of your industry, part of your business, that drive readers to you, to your book, to your website, whatever that is. So breaking that down, you start to get a really good sense of exactly what you need to do. And this is the first piece of this roadmap. So you may break down your platform, and as I pointed out earlier, you may realize Twitter's nowhere on there. Why do I have a Twitter account? I don't really know. Give it to your mom. She's probably on Facebook anyway. Let her handle Twitter too. So figuring out exactly what you need will help to break that down. And the reason that I start the presentations off with this and don't end it is so that when we're going through the different social media pieces, you can start to look at this with a little bit of a different eye. And I know you haven't had a chance to work on this, but I can tell the wheels are sort of starting to turn.